How's it going, everyone? We're finally here on the LCCC, and today we have Lorcana deck list and Domingo. First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Earl Meister, and I am joined by my Ultra Megatonic co-caster, Rudrose. How's it going, man?
Earl Meister, I am so happy to be here. Thanks for having me on, and I am ready to cast some amazing Disney Lorcana action.
Yeah, I can't wait either, so we're going to hop onto it really quick. All right, we have here it's Lorcana deck list, Ultra Megatonic guy and Ultra Megatonic player as well. He is a top 16 EU championship. He actually qualified during the LCQ, and he's also been ranked #1 in Pixelborn. Really good player, and the co-host of Articast. If you guys don't know what Articast is, it's a podcast between Artifacts and Lorcana deck list. A lot of things you can learn there about the meta and about cards in general. So make sure to check that out. Let's go ahead and check out his deck. So this is Lorcana deck list. It's blue seal list. As we can see, it's not like Zan's list or other blue seal lists out there. This list is more mid-rangey compared to the other ones. What do you think about this deck list, Rudrose?
Yeah, we're not going in on the Oswald. You know, we just don't want to take that risk. We want something a little more consistent, with it, which this absolutely is. There's only 8 items, but they're the only 8 items you could argue that matter, where they're just cantrips and they get you more cards back. And you have cards like Grammatala 2 helps you dig deeper in case you're just not seeing the pieces you want. Plus, Cogsworth, the Grandfather Clock, is such a great card in the mirror match, giving all your other characters resist. And there's basically nothing they can do to get that card off the board. So once he hits the board, he's not leaving unless he wants to.
Exactly. I like this a lot. Like what you said, it's more consistent. I'm a mid-range player, so this is fitting more of the curve that I'm looking for, right? It has an early game answer with Captain Hook, Kaloon Smee, and obviously Bell on turn 1. I mean, it can't get any better than that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, and your curve from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's just looking amazing. There's a lot of card draws from Hiram, and Tamatoa is just guaranteed value, and your 8 items with Popsicles and Fortisphere. And also, if you're against Ruby Sapphire or Ruby Amethyst in general, you have the McDuck Manor to cash in after a B prep. Or if you're already ahead, just attack from multiple direction with the McDuck Manor. I really love this list, and I love how it's not greedy as well with Let the Storm Rage On, because as we all know, this card in a lot of matchups, its value can go lower. It's amazing for against aggro or other mid-range decks, right? Because it's just like it's taking the board early game, but as the game progresses, the value of this card keeps going lower and lower. And yeah, it's a super solid deck. Let's go ahead and move on to Domingo. All right, Rudrose, take over on this one.
Absolutely. Here we have Mr. Domingo. Now, he may only have 2 lines of text on his card, but hey, they are 2 very important lines of text. One was a top 32 DLC finish in Lille, but more importantly, he was the winner of the European Championship, so he is your European national champion. He playing in very fun Ruby Amethyst deck, which is a deck I always love. That's kind of my personal color pairing. I'm very mid-range like you as well. So Domingo is no slouch in this tournament.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, going by it, he's #1 in Europe at the moment.
Yeah.
All right, we have Domingo's list over here with the red, purple, mill. What do you think about this list?
Man, oh man, I hope we get to see him mill somebody on stream, because mill is a strategy I really enjoyed when I played Magic the Gathering, and I would love to see it succeed here. We have some new tools. We have the 4-cost Mana Medusa, which helps mill your opponent's deck. We have the Show Me More, which reads that they draw 3 cards, but that essentially says mill them 3 cards as well. We have the Chromacon, the Teapot. We have all the tools here needed, and then everything else is essentially removal to help keep our opponent in check to get there, plus a little extra spice from that new Donald Duck legendary as well. So if you just need a few extra lore, maybe Donald could come in clutch to help him out. This list looks so fun. Is it going to be great? You know, it's hard to bet against classic Ruby Amethyst, but man, I really want to see this list succeed.
I want this list to win as well. No offense to the other players of LCCC. It's just it's fun when something new like this happens. It's definitely not new in terms of like this has existed in multiple different card games before, but it hasn't found success in Disney Lorcana yet. And now, this whole time we thought that it's Ruby's, Amethyst Steel that is actually doing all these mills, but apparently we're moving forward with Ruby Amethyst that's going to be doing all these milling because of the dual ink color Madame Medusa that just came out on set 7 is saying that, hey, we're actually taking it on this route, which I think is just fair because Amethyst Steel has so many different archetypes already, right? And different variants. And Ruby Amethyst, ever since that one came, it's always been bounce control. We did see some burn version of this deck find some success here and there, but it's always nice to add another more. The core of the deck looks pretty good. I mean, the cards that also mill, the Earth Giant and Madame Medusa, they're no joke. They're pretty big. It's a 4/5 and a 3/4 and can definitely trade into a lot of different things. And most of the time, that's what you need on this deck because you're not winning until you've won with the mill. So you're in survival mode and you definitely need characters like this.
And I'm so glad you brought up the Amethyst Steel comparison because the main reason to play the Steel was it had Whole New World, right? Which was a guaranteed 7 cards out of their deck. But the Steel removal has always been inferior to the Ruby removal. So I've always kind of wanted to try the Amethyst Ruby, but I just didn't feel like it milled fast enough without Whole New World. But maybe now with these new cards like Show Me More, like the Medusa, we have the Very Merry on Birthday, the Mad Hatter. Maybe that will be enough combined with this very powerful red removal that we can actually control the board enough and get our opponent to 0 cards in deck.
Yeah, I totally like this route better. Well played, Ravensburger, because we realized that it's like what you said. Ruby has the removals. Ruby has the control. It's really hard to mill when you don't have a reset button like Be Prepared in general.
Yeah.
And yeah, this might be the route for this. And I can't wait for more sets to come for this amazing deck to keep improving in general.
Heck yeah.
What's up, everyone? My name is Earl Meister, and I'm joined by Rudrose today for the LCCC Lorcana deck list versus Domingo. If you guys didn't know who Lorcana deck list is, he's top 16 in EU, and Domingo is the very first EU championship winner. Welcome. And Rudrose, you want to say hi to everyone before they start?
Hey, Mr. Earlmeister, thank you for having me on. I'm very excited to be casting these matches with some exciting decks from these players.
Nice. Yeah, this is gonna be an ultra megatonic game. We have Ruby Amethyst versus Blue Steel. Before, for me, when I play Ruby Amethyst, it always felt good against Blue Steel, right? But the thing is, Blue Steel is a whole different deck now. And I'm very excited to see how this will pan out. But also, I just want to say that this deck that Domingo is running is quite spicy. I mean, can you see those Earth Giants there? I've never seen them before in competitive play, ever. And we got 2 on the table right now. And the Medusa as well. It looks like we have a mill here.
Yeah, it's not your typical Ruby Amethyst. We are trying to mill our opponent out. And the Earth Giant is one of the few cards in Lorcana that the draw on it is mandatory. So your opponent can't deny that draw. They have to draw when that card comes in.
Yeah. I'm super excited to see this because I've always thought that Amethyst Steel is I think we need to message them. Do you think you can drop a message really quick on the channel that we have started? Because I think they're waiting for us. While you're doing that, I've always felt like it's Amethyst Steel that actually does all these mill shenanigans. But then they surprised us on set 7 and said like, hey, here's a bunch of cards that will help you mill your opponent. With Ruby Amethyst, though, especially with the dual ink color for Medusa. And I'm like, isn't that supposed to be Amethyst Steel? But I'm excited to see what he's got planned for us. And yeah, this is a very unorthodox Ruby Amethyst. If you guys didn't know, Ruby Amethyst is the deck that he used to win the EU championship. So if anyone would be able to do this with the Ruby Amethyst, it might be Domingo.
Yeah, the Whole New World has always been the best way to get the most amount of cards out of their deck, right? But they've really been pushing Amethyst as a color to make it a mill deck with Mad Hatter, the Teapot. Now we see this new dual ink Madame Medusa as well. So I don't want to be biased, but I'm really hoping we get to see Domingo pull off a mill in this set.
Yeah, I don't think that's being biased. I think that's just being a happy man with a happy plan, right?
Right.
We want some joy in our lives, and seeing Ruby Amethyst do mill is joy for me. All right, let's see what's happening here. So we got a pretty fair beginning. Well, I can't really see a fair when you pop the popsicle and you get a bell, right? It's fair that both players have turn 1 plays, but that's an ultra megatonic turn 1 play.
Let's see how where it ends, and you can see in his hand he's already loaded up with both Strength of a Raging Fire and Storm Rage on. So this Chernabog better sacrifice itself or turn into that snake, because otherwise it is not long for this world.
Yeah, it's going bye pretty soon, unless like sometimes when I play against Let the Storm Rage On or Strength of the Raging Fire, and I know it's gonna be there are times that I actually like keep it, because like there are other characters on my hand that I want to protect, and I'm like, you know what, I'll bait that out. Take the Chernabogs, and I'll drop something better afterwards.
The snake coming down, telling the bell, "Hey, I was the original 3/3 on turn, early in the game. You need to step back, lady."
Yeah. And the thing about Blue Steel as well is that Let the Storm Rage On is basically it for the early game, the 2 damage, right? Because the Strength of the Raging Fire, unlike Steel Song, where in turn 2 you can drop multiple 1-drops, and you can actually use Strength of the Raging Fire to take out a 3 willpower character, or something like Kowloon with 2 willpower and a resist. But because Blue Steel doesn't really run a bunch of 1-cost. It's very, very rare, or 1-cost character, should I say. It's very rare that they actually get to sing Strength of the Raging Fire to remove these three willpower characters. So this snake is threatening that bell.
Yeah. Earl, so what do you like here? Do you want to go in on the Smee from our lore, or would you rather put the Calhoun for some offense? He does choose the Smee.
For me, it's a bit tough, because I want the Kowloon because it gets you the 2 lore. Smee gets the 2 lore as well, but for me, when I play against Ruby, it's always Smee that I usually play against them, because they don't have any pingers.
They don't, and pretty much anything they send into it this early is going to get traded out. Even cards as strong as Madame Mim Snake or Madame Mim Fox, they're going to trade with the Smee evenly. So it's a very good powerhouse card this early.
Exactly. And the thing about Smee, it guarantees 2. You do not have to, your opponent doesn't have to exert for you to actually gain the 2 lore. Compared to Kowloon, that your opponent needs to exert and actually, damage them.
Yeah, they have to be the one challenging.
Or challenge them, yeah.
The screen froze there for a moment, but we did challenge with the Madame Mim Snake. We traded with the Bell. It is turn 2, this will be turn 3. We could put out that Chromacron if we want to start drawing cards. You could just put out a Crab by itself. That probably doesn't feel amazing, but that is what we're going to do on Domingo's side.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the worst play in the world, right? I see a lot of players hold these Crabs, and I tell everyone, if you don't have anything better to play, just play the Crab. It doesn't need to buff anything. At the end of the day, it's a 3/3 body. It's still quite solid. I definitely like the Crab play better than bouncing a 1-cost for a Fox and then trading the Fox. I'd rather go wide than down tempo my board just to trade a Fox for a 3/3. But
go ahead. I was gonna say, LD, it's kind of interesting. He has 2 Benjas in his lineup right now that he could use to banish this Amethyst Chromacron. However, the Chromacron also benefits you, so I don't know if you necessarily want to break that item.
Yeah, that's very true. But the thing is, this is an open deck list. So LD is very aware of what the game plan is for Domingo. So he might actually just get rid of that after 1 draw, because the thing is, he's got Flaversham, and he will always draw 10 million cards with Flaversham, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like he inked the Benja there and just played the Benja, so he has a 3-cost play. A 3-cost singer is very important, especially he's holding 2 3-cost songs in his hand right now. After his spell is gone, he doesn't have a singer anymore because the snake traded with it. But yeah, now I'm interested on what is the next play here. Do we damage the crab and make it vulnerable for the Storm Rage on with this Madame Medusa?
I think you're going to see that. Her ability doesn't kick in until she quests, so unfortunately, it is kind of a play the card, it has to wait a turn.
Yeah.
But now this strength and this storm are very important, like you said. So LD can put down whoever he wants, Flaversham Calhoun next turn, sing with the Benja, take out the crab, because if the Medusa doesn't have anything to damage, I don't think her effect goes off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he can just take it off with Strike of the Raging Fire here. And the thing is, if he doesn't take it off, he can't exert because he knows for sure that Medusa is going to damage that crab, and the crab is just going to trade, and that's so much value for that play. And I know Lorcana DECKLIST is an ultra megatonic player, and he's not going to play into that. So I'm quite interested on what he will do here. It still kind of sucks that he doesn't have an item yet, and this Flaversham doesn't have anything. Yeah. It kind of like makes you think like, do I ink Flaversham because like there's no item, but it looks like it's just gonna set it up. Yeah,
interesting. So we're probably gonna sing the storm or the strength, I would imagine, on the crab.
Raging Fire on your crab for 3.
Yep.
It makes me wonder though, what is the full reason and why are we holding Kowloon for that long?
I don't know. It seems like because Calhoun would have accomplished the same thing, right? You get an uninkable out of your hand. You're still shooting for 3 damage. You're also now threatening if the Medusa quests. So yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. I wonder what his reasoning for that was.
Yeah, it always makes me wonder. The thing is, like, these are ultra megatonic players. I never question their plays. It's more of like, it makes me wonder what's going on in their head when they do stuff like that. Because he was like stuck with 2 uninkables there. Luckily, he drew what's his name, Lawrence here,
and Lawrence on the left side.
Yeah.
So Domingo did get the Chromicon into play. We activated it, so our opponent did draw a card off of it, and we used the Show Me More. This is a new card in set 7.
Yeah.
So this is a 2-cost uninkable action that says each player draws 3 cards, and this is a mandatory trigger. So if you were in danger of milling out, you can't avoid it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you, Red Rose. I'm in a mood right now where I'm like, I'm friends with Lorcana DECKLIST, but I kind of want red purple to win here and like this meta to be created. It's just it's so. I want to play it right now. I'm super excited to see how this pops off because like it's keeping up with blue steel at the moment. And look at that hand. There's 2 there's 2 Tremaines and a Medusa, and this is looking good.
We might see it start to pop off now. We actually sing with the Flaversham, so we won't be able to quest and break that Fortisphere. But at the same time, if your opponent is supplying cards into your hand with a not only Show Me More, but as well as a Chromicon, maybe you don't really feel like you need the card draw. You're like, it's okay. They're gonna give me everything I need.
Yeah. I'm actually wondering if Ruby Amethyst really is the way for this middle, because like the thing is like the whole new world can backfire, but also this you don't have a way of like getting rid of like what's on their hand, right? What's in their hand, and you're giving them so many cards.
Absolutely. And this is where something like Be Prepared is going to be very important, because otherwise your opponent says, all right, well, if you want to load me up with resources, I'll just jam all these resources into play. And unless you've got a big clear, good luck dealing with all of them.
Yeah. And he's still two inks away from Be Prepared. He does have some ways to clear this board. He still has a Shurna box there that can take out this me, and also a Medusa that's about to come out. Not that Medusa that he just stopped deck. That
wrong Medusa.
That is the Medusa that takes out your own character, not the opponent's character.
Do you like trading into the Smee here? Obviously, you lose the card draw from the Chernabog, but I wonder if you feel pressure to slow your opponent down.
Yeah, I think when you're playing mill like this, you have to buy as much time as you can, because
Yeah.
LD still has 10 million cards in his deck. So the plan right now is not even mill. At this time, the plan is to survive. Lorcana decklist is ahead by 5 lore. He's got plenty of big characters on the board. He's got his draw engine, Flaversham, and with how many items they're running, you have to assume that there's got to be another item in those 5 cards in his hand. So
Yeah.
what we need to do here really is to slow the board down, control the board, find those turns for an opening where you can start doing what you're trying to do, which is mill.
Yeah, I like Medusa on Calhoun here. It can't hit the Lawrence, unfortunately. And I actually think if we're really trying to mill our opponent out, maybe you just leave the Flaversham in play and say, no, please, I want you to draw as many cards as you can.
Yeah. In my opinion, this is a tough matchup for Ruby Amethyst if it's trying to mill, and that's because like this deck right here can easily apply so much threats on the board, and you need to deal with all of that. He needs to find us Be Prepared soon.
Well, and that's something I've tested mill decks in the past, and that was kind of always the issue, is that you end up having to spend all your ink on just removal, trying to answer everything they're doing, and then you don't have the leftover ink for the teapot or for the Very Merry Birthday.
Yeah. I called that card a Very Merry Happy Birthday. I don't know why my brain doesn't say it the right way. It's Unhappy Birthday for me. Here you go. Ooh, another Flaversham. Okay.
He'll quest go to 8, break this. So our opponent is drawing cards, but 60 is a lot to get through. So Domingo is far away from that mill out point.
Yeah. And you can just power play here and drop 2 characters to keep at it, because he's got a Pete. But I wonder what the next move will be, because you can also just play Grammatala with Hook, bait out the first, Be Prepared. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is, like, Be Prepared is quite scary here, because after Be Prepared happens and you play the Tamatoa, you need to follow it up with another character, because you know for sure at this point there's a big chance on those 4 cards that there's a Tremaine, and in this case there's 2 Tremaines that will take out that crowd.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and this shows kind of one of the downsides of Tremaine, right? Is she's amazing when your opponent only has 1 character in play, because you get rid of usually a key card. But when they go wide like this, like if he drops Tremaine, we're just saying goodbye to that Captain Hook.
Yeah, exactly. And that feels bad. You're spending 6. I mean, it's still value at the end of the day. It's gonna be like a 1 for 2, but it just feels bad when it's a 1 cost character that it gets to target. Yeah, it looks like there's still no B prep here.
I think we just go in hard on the draw. You put out the Chromacon if you can't draw into a B prep, which you can't use it this turn anyway because of the Pete. You could put out the Chromacon and the Teapot and just know that, hey, I got to take this turn off. We did see another Medusa, so you could target. I mean, the only target it really has here is Pete, Flaversham, Hook. I don't think any of those feel great to hit with the Medusa.
I think we just take out Lawrence with Medusa here, and then play the other Medusa to take out that Flaversham to at least slow him down. But what he didn't know is there's a surprise in LD's hand. There's a second Flaversham. What a surprise!
Even a third one. Yeah, he's got 2 in reserve,
third one. I
waiting.
didn't see the one on the right side. Oh my. Let's see what the plan is. As much as I want to root for Ruby Amethyst Mill here, it is not looking good. But hey, if anyone can do this, it would be the #1 player in EU that could come back to this, right?
Yeah. I kind of like the Chromacon here too, because at least your opponent is only really threatening 3 lore for the next turn. You need to try to find that Be Prepared. You're going to need it. So I like just digging deeper. And again, you can set up the Teapot here as well and slowly start your mill plan.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with that. It wouldn't be the worst play because there's only 3 lore on the board anyways, and if you did start digging and find that B prep, most likely the next turn the opponent is gonna do some proactive plays, which means your B prep, if you find it, will have more value in general.
Correct. Domingo decides to put out the Medusa. The one advantage of putting the Medusa out here is even though it really only took out the Pete, it is now at least a body that can threaten a challenge. So it can potentially threaten this hook, or maybe if you put out something else.
Yeah. Let's see what he's gonna do here. He's got 2 Tamatoas. I mean, do you even care if you get B prepped with that Tamatoa? It's such an ultra megatonic value card. You get 2 items. It doesn't just pay for itself. It's guaranteed +1, and it baits out the first B prep.
Yeah. This isn't like a shark where when you drop that on 6, that's probably, most of the value you're getting out of it that turn.
Yeah.
Tamatoa, even if he immediately gets banished, he already drew you back 2 cards that are going to let you draw further. Like, oh my goodness.
It's guaranteed +1 right away.
Yeah.
I mean, the card technically is guaranteed +2, right? Because you get an extra item on top of the one that pays for itself. And at the same time, you still have the body there, which means the opponent still needs to deal with that 4/5 body that if they don't, it's gonna play an item for free the next turn.
Absolutely. And this Flaversham's about to scoop up that Fortisphere for even more items. We're even questing with the hook. We're like, dude, go ahead. You can challenge my hook. What are you gonna do? You can't stop me.
He's just going vroom vroom at this point.
That's just disrespectful. Hook just holding the lantern, just tilting sideways like, and what are you going to do about it, madam?
If Domingo comes back from this, it would be so impressive. I might throw a party for him in the McDonald's playhouse. All right, let's see what he's gonna draw from this Chromicon. He's thinking about popping it, but like we don't really care if we give him more cards, right? Like, I mean, it froze. Okay.
Yeah, I think we had a small judge call. We just wanted to double check the lore total.
Okay.
I think there was a discrepancy. I think someone was saying maybe it should be at 10.
Yeah.
They're double checking. Okay, yeah. So I think 10 is the correct lore value. Our great judges in there, making sure everything's on the up and up.
Yeah, big shout out to all the judges, all the casters, and especially Pavel for putting this together. Another ultra megatonic event for the community, and it's an honor to be a part of this.
Absolutely. As we are going to load our second Chromicon into play and draw another card, we'll see if LD continues to draw with him. Actually, looks like maybe decides not to. Says, I got plenty of cards at this point. No, we do draw.
Yeah. He really needs to dig for that B prep. I mean,
no, it's nowhere close. I mean, Fox is okay because you can challenge. You could either take out the Flaversham with a Fox bounce or just take out the hook. I don't know. Yeah, we really need to be prepared.
Yeah.
I'm going to play.
Gonna do the third Chromicon. Third time's the charm, right? Is it that B prep?
No. Oh, show me more.
More card draw.
Yeah.
Very appropriate, right?
I mean, he's milling him right now, right? Like, oh my God! Look at LD's hand. It's a party in there.
It's all coming into place. It's all falling into place. I mean, he has, let's see, 8, 10, 11. So he has 11 cards in hand. That's a sixth of his deck. He has a sixth of his deck in his hand right now.
That's very true. And he already has another 6, almost close to another 6 in his inkwell, and most likely another 6th of it. So we're halfway there. We are halfway there with the mill. The dream is alive. The dream is alive. I mean, it took 10 lore to get halfway there. It might take another 10 or close to 10 to get to the finish line. Yeah. Let's see what's gonna happen here. If it's gonna play Show Me More, it's just gonna play the crab. The fox to at least load the. But you can't. You don't. There's no reason for the fox here because
he's playing the giant.
Yeah. Because you don't really want to take the Flaversham out anymore. Like, why do we care if he draws? In fact, we want that Flaversham to draw. It's helping us mill the deck.
I mean, that's probably his win condition. I can't see him realistically questing to 20 lore before his opponent. So, yeah, you built this mill deck. Stick to that plan and say, okay, whatever gets you to draw as many cards as possible, for better or for worse, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, if anything, you would want to give Flaversham some hug because that
Yeah, right?
did more work than most of his cards when it comes to milling the opponent's deck.
Give him the old right this way, sir. Please keep drawing. And luckily for Domingo right now, LD has not seen a lucky dime yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we don't have a huge acceleration as the Tamatoa Crab will quest, gain 2 lore, and we get to put any item of ours into play for free. We'll go ahead and choose that tasty looking popsicle.
It's kind of scary. Like usually in a normal match, you wouldn't exert that Tamatoa right away. You would play these items, dig and dig and dig and dig and dig, then then exert Tamatoa, so you can play the bigger items.
Yeah.
But it looks like in this case, it's like, no, thank you. I don't want to mill myself. I know exactly what you're trying to do. I'm happy with just one popsicle with this Tamatoa.
Yeah. And this Cogsworth is going to really help protect our board too from challenges. He's essentially daring his opponent, hey, show me you have the be prepared. I've seen you digging and digging and digging, so I'm betting you don't have it. So you got to prove to me you have it. I'm just going to go wide.
What I like about this is that Domingo has 3 Chromicons on the board, 1 Show Me More. He can ink the Fox. This is a total of 6 draws. 6 draws, ladies and gentlemen, to find that B prep. That's not counting the draw on turn. So 7 in total. 7 for 7 costs. Let's see if
that's
he's
a whole new world.
It. Yeah, that's a whole new world. He's got a whole new world in his hand. That's very true. All right. You might not even pop this popsicle. Yeah, it's not gonna pop that.
He's like, just in case, I better
Sphere.
not speed towards your plan.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 7 chances to find this card. Can Domingo do it? Okay, there's the first whiff.
All right.
Here comes number 2.
LD is not even drawing.
He does run be prepared, right? There's 3.
There
it is. Okay, 3rd
is.
time's the charm.
It's so funny how he just triggered 3 Chromicons and LD was like, I'm not gonna draw. He actually drew on the last one.
He took 1.
It's so tempting, right? Like, how can you not? Drawing is so much fun.
What a good card it suddenly turns it into, right? Normally it has the downside of it's benefiting your opponent, but now it says, I just get to draw for free. Thanks.
Yeah. All right.
So
I think LD knows what's coming.
You
here.
know what's coming. Oh, yeah.
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6,
I'm going to play
7. Ink.
I love how he did that so slow.
Prepared.
It's like building up the suspense against LD. It's like, all right, dude, what is this next card?
Yeah, and you're counting out the ink. Maybe you're thinking for a second, ooh, if he stops at 6, it's just going to be a Tremaine. It's going to be a Medusa.
Wait, did he paid 6 for that B prep?
I thought I counted 6, but I know he has plenty of ink.
Yeah, but he has 8 there, and he just inked, so that's 9.
So he would have 9, and then the teapot is 2.
Yeah.
So I don't, or is the teapot 1? I don't remember how much the
I
teapot
think he
costs.
counted 6 there. I'm almost
Hold on.
100% sure. Because
The teapot is 2. So yeah, if he's at 9, he shouldn't be able to be prep and use the teapot. So I don't know if there's a way we can alert the judge to double check on that. Although,
yeah.
unless we missed something, unless the ink isn't correct. Well, and he still has it listed as 8 ink on the board as well.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have been able to play the teapot after the be prepared if.
Yeah, please don't feel out in your.
So maybe he just forgot to update his ink and his ink.
Yeah. Sorry.
We need to update.
But I thought the same thing as you. I thought I counted out 6, but maybe I just didn't see one.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. And I'm thinking like none of the cards that he played at -1's an action.
Yeah, there shouldn't have been any way to like cheat that ink.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we do reload on LD's side with a McDuck Manor as well as a Grammatala. So we're going to check the top 2, add 1 to our hand.
Yeah. He's just closing in now. Is basically like I'm just gonna go vroom from here. You do not have an efficient answer at least against this McDuck manor. So
Sorry, but can you count the Lore?
Well, we got Maui. I mean, you could Maui Fox.
Yeah.
That's about as efficient as you can get. Not, it still costs 8 ink.
it's counting his deck. Yeah, Domingo just asked him if he can count his deck.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
9. Okay, yes, it is 9. Sorry.
Okay, so Domingo does have 9 ink.
Okay.
3.
So he could, but I don't. Did he? If he triggered the teapot last turn, that still shouldn't have happened because I think it's 1 cost to trigger it. Let me double check the teapot. Yeah, it does cost 1 ink to trigger it. So he could have played it and be prepped last turn, but he shouldn't have been able to trigger it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't know if that'll end up mattering, but yeah. So we did catch that.
Yeah. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of you too.
Thank you.
Now, will it matter? I don't know. I guess we'll see how close we can get.
Well, that's the downside of this Chromicon. Is it's a you may. It won't force you to draw. So it doesn't really like. Whoa! Did you see that top deck? It's
What was
Donald
that?
Duck. It's Donald Duck. This is perfect for this deck.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to ink Athena for
I like this. I like this so much. He's gonna be like, okay, I'm actually gonna bait you to get close to 20, and then drop this Donald and just keep milling you.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was a meme when I saw it, but in this type of deck, when you're just trying to stall and buy time, he's actually a card that could put in a lot of work here.
Yeah. I'm so excited to see the next place here.
1, 2. Okay, I'm going to turn this. 2, 1, 4, 5. I'm going to play Maui.
Okay. Oh, he's gonna take care of the duck, and then bounce it with the fox.
By 3.
Sorry, I was just doing a little judge work on the side. So yeah, it does look like they did catch it. That was a mistake, but I think they just realized it's too far to go back now. So
Yeah.
Location.
Okay. We got rid of that, and he's got 2 more ink for show me more, I guess, or just establish another teapot.
or trigger the one we've got on board.
Yeah.
Keep milling our opponent.
But-
it looked a little rough earlier, Earl, but we might see it.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Especially with that Donald, right? Like that Donald is like, okay, we can change the rules now.
An extra
of the
5
game.
lore in the bag, that could be huge.
Yeah. For me here, I prefer show me more than setting up the other teapot. I don't really want to like trigger the teapot because it doesn't do much. Because if we set up now, because there's 1 floating ink, right? As much as possible, we want to use the most out of it. But it looks like he's tempted to turn that teapot sideways.
I will say too, since we destroyed that McDuck Manor, anytime at my locals, whenever I put down a location and it immediately gets taken out, I always throw my hands up and go, "I just built that. You ruined my home."
I'm going to use 1 ink.
Oh, it looks like he did.
Malphite
Yeah.
sword,
Okay.
teapot, 2.
So teapot, so it should just mill the top one off the deck. Ooh, Pete, that's a good one to get rid of in case we need that next beat prepared.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ink. Okay, I ink.
He already inked. This is like, okay, I ink. I heard him.
Well, and that's why I like leaving my ink face up until I pass the turn, because I'll do that all the time. Otherwise, be like, wait a minute, did I even ink this turn? I can't even remember.
Yeah. The only time I would like put it down fast is if I'm like, okay, I made my play in my head, and I can face this down now because I'm locking in on display.
Yeah.
But most of the time I
Absolutely.
leave it up as well.
Oh, so I mentioned the lucky dime earlier. You know why we haven't seen one? He's not running one.
He's
There
not
actually isn't
running
in this
one.
deck list.
Oh, so this is more of like really like a mid-range blue steel than it is mid-range control.
So that's actually really good for that Donald, because you don't really have to worry about that surprise. Here's a bunch of lore out of nowhere.
Yeah. But there's another manner there. There's some another manner.
If I'm LD, I think I'm trading with this Fox because otherwise it represents another Fox Maui attack on the next mana you put down.
Yeah.
So, but if you get the Fox out of there, now he needs at least another character with Rush to take out your next mana.
The thing here is, if we play the Manor, he hasn't ink yet, right? He hasn't ink
Correct.
yet. So he played 4. He's got 5 more ink. He can ink another one and play Kaloon if he trades the Fox and play the Manor. Because the thing that I would like for that is that he would have a Manor plus 2 characters just in case Terrains goes down.
Yeah, I kind of like that too because assuming they don't have B prep, you essentially like they have to hit the mana, right? They can't leave it there. So when the Fox exerts it, you've kind of baited the Fox into exerting, and then the Calhoun can punish it. So that's a good line.
Yeah.
English strength up to 10.
We'll get rid of the strength all the way up to 10 ink. I'm guessing this is Tamatoa.
Return 2 items.
And you know he can be happy as a clam because he's beautiful, baby.
Oh, he's super happy right now because his stocks are going up every single day. I mean, look at that. It's just like, okay, I'm getting 2 cards.
So strong.
Yeah.
That was around.
Oh, he's questing. Okay.
Okay. If you don't mind, I'm going to count my deck.
And looks like we're going to have a deck count really quick. We just want to see how close we are to self-milling. I don't know if it's ever happened, but it is something you have to be mindful of if you are burning on those Chromicons.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love this matchup, man.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying this a lot. Ooh, Showman.
Man. So we have
that's
we
9
have
cards.
9 card draw.
I'm going to use
12 with the Chromicons. We just burn all 3 at once. There's the
Oh,
first
we got
Be
the Be
Prepared.
Prep as
There's
well.
a Tremaine, and there's a Fox.
Okay.
30.
Oh, I kind of want to see him just burn all these Show Me Mores.
He actually can. He can actually just what do you call this? Trade the Fox and double Tremaine here.
Yeah, you're right. Does he have enough ink? Oh yeah, if he shifts, you're correct. Put down
And
the
he
first
can
one,
still
then shift
mill
on
1
top.
card because he can ink and then trigger the teacup. Oh, he quests for 1. I think it's gonna be prep here and set up some more.
I'm going to use 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay,
7.
we got 7 this time.
There's the Be Prepared. Like you said, we can. I think so. We have 3. We can establish the next teapot and then activate both of them. So we could get a double mill this turn.
This is so exciting, bro. I'm looking at the Donald right now, and it's such a bait. It's such a bait.
It really is.
And he's got no way of taking out the Donald at the moment.
Well, yeah, because in a steel deck, like 6 willpower is a lot to deal with. So what's he gonna do? Hit it with a storm? That's not gonna cut it.
Yeah. Oh.
Lawrence.
So we get rid of a Lawrence with our first teapot. Domingo serves his opponent some tea and he spits it out and it causes the top of his deck to fall off.
Oh my god.
See my discard 5. Okay.
Oh man, we really might see a mill here. Maybe. I mean, there are still quite a few cards over there in LD's deck, so
yeah,
we're not close. But yep, there's the next teapot.
Okay,
So
it's me.
There's a Smee. And with the Show Me Mores, I mean that is 9 cards. Again, that's basically a 10th or a 6th of your deck. So that is going to put on a lot of pressure. With those 3, with the 2 teapots, so that's 11 cards.
Oh,
right
he
there.
inked the Struck of the Raging Fire as well. He really does not have an answer for that Donald if he keeps pushing.
Yeah.
He needs to find his
going on
Zeus.
the Manor. Yeah, he's going to go in on the Manor and just hope. If he remembers, we do at least have the Maui in hand, but I think we inked the Fox, so we will not be able to one-shot this Manor.
Yeah. No, knowing that this is an open deck list and there's no dime, there's no way for him to gain 10 million lores at once, right? So you can see, you can 100% see everything coming at you.
Yeah.
pass.
And we set up the next Manor. You could, you could ink and double Tremaine here. You're not doing any mill shenanigans. Obviously, you can't mess with the Manor, but then the Manor's set up for you to take it out with a Maui the next turn.
Yeah.
We do
this
have
is looking
Snake
so
too.
good for Domingo.
Yeah, it really. Oh yeah, surprisingly it is.
Yeah, you just
the only weird
card
thing
here.
is he doesn't have any more inkables, so he probably needs to hit a Chromicon to try to get another inkable. Because he could also, like, let's say he really wanted to get rid of the Manor this turn, he could Maui, bounce with the Snake, Maui again.
Yeah. Well, he does have the Snake still.
Oh, we also have double Maui now.
Yeah, 100%. But I think it's better if we Jermaine here because we're taking out 3 lore instead of just 2, and then take out the manor afterwards. And then once you have those 2 Tremaines, you also have a shift target for the 3rd Tremaine.
Yeah.
Oh
I think we are doing the double Maui.
This is nasty. How did this happen?
It's a hair risky because with the storm, we can counter with the Calhoun, but the Calhoun will still get banished. So our opponent could go to 18 lore, but then you give him the old Donald Duck surprise.
Oh, he went for the manor instead of the Tremaines. Okay.
So we're inking. I'm assuming we're using Teapot. Yeah, so we're going to do double Teapot. So that's going to be 2 more cards off our opponent's deck.
Yeah.
There's a bell.
Bye, Bell.
And
bye,
Hiram.
He doesn't want that Flaversham anyways.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, at this point, he's a liability.
Yeah, that Bell is a big it's a big yes, but the Flaversham definitely don't want that. Oh my god, this is so exciting.
So we can absolutely go to 18 lore here on LD's side, which of course Donald can at least then make kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Calhoun will hit the damage going for 3.
Yep, Calhoun's gonna challenge the Maui, so that'll put us up to 16.
Yeah, that's what I did. What I didn't like about that play. Why I like the 2 Tremaines better.
And then you still could have done the double Maui on the manor the next turn. So.
Because now he has another manor.
Yeah.
This is gonna be very painful. But again, Donald is. Donald is here to save the day. And he has enough to Tremaine and Donald as well. But the thing is, like, LD's gonna go ballistic here, right? I mean, play a bunch of items. Actually, you might not want to play the items because of the mill. But I think
yeah, and that's a good point too. Is does he even want to put these items out? I mean, he could just put them out there, I guess, in case he has a big Tammy, but he probably doesn't want to draw off of them.
Yeah. I'm just like so intrigued by this.
I know. Well, and his deck does still look rather hefty from here. So it's not like he's like, oh, he's only got 5 cards left, but that could change quickly if we can draw this out a little longer.
Yeah. Okay. Now.
Sorry. How many cards do you have in your deck?
And it looks like we're going to do a deck count right here. So let's see.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 7,
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13. Oh my gosh, he has 13 cards left.
Oh my god. Oh, be prep.
Oh, okay. So 13. So with the Show Me Mores, that's 9.
We can't
and
be
then
prep
the 2
though.
Teapots, that's 11.
Yeah.
He basically needs 1 more turn after this. So I think you run Maui into Cogsworth.
Does he have it?
And
Both draw 3 cards.
I don't know if he has it this turn, unless he has another Show Me More.
He has 2 more Show Me Mores. So that's 9 total, right? Then there's 4 more. There's 2 teacup. So that's
that'd be 11. So if he can find the other 2 teapots, he can do it. The Earth Giant is 1.
Yeah.
Do we have enough?
He has a very merry and happy birthday.
Does he still have the birthday card? Okay, he does. It's buried under there. So I think he's got it. I think we're about to see a mill.
Oh my god, this is nasty.
For 2, I'm going to use both.
Double Teapot. There's 2 more off your deck.
I can't believe this is happening in front of me right now.
In game 1, dread it, run from it. The mill of your deck still arrives.
Yep. So, turn.
And
excuse me. One.
Wait a minute. Does he still lose?
I didn't. We have to.
I think Domingo might still lose because I think the Manor Lore triggers before you draw the card.
Right?
Yeah. Ready, set, draw. Set happens first before draw.
He had to set the Donald down this turn. Oh no, he got the deck empty, but
yeah, you lose. But if you win,
Yeah, they're discussing that with the judge right now. Yeah, it's ready and then set, and then the lower value from the mana occurs during the set phase. So he is going to, despite milling his opponent out, he's actually going to lose to the McDuck Manor. He had to slam the Donald.
He could have bought another turn too.
I think that.
I know. Yeah, he had it. All he had to do was drop the Donald. Like, and I don't think he hadn't drawn the Zeus at the time.
Okay. Can I continue my turn?
Oh no! Oh no! Okay, hold on. If there's a way to force him to draw a card, he's going to use 3 Chromicons. If he can somehow force him to draw another card.
Oh, a very merry and happy birthday.
No.
Well, no, but I don't know if that counts because that's a. Does he have the giant? If he jams the giant into play,
Wait, well, he has another
forces a draw.
teacup, right?
Well, but I don't think so. In Magic, a mill is different than a draw. You can't actually make your opponent lose by milling. What makes them lose is trying to draw. But if he puts the giant into play, did he ink this turn?
Yeah.
If he didn't ink, he could actually put the stone giant, force a draw, and that would give him the victory. But I don't think he did. Oh no! It all fell to pieces.
He should have waited in one more turn. That could have been the first
I
Ultra
know.
Megatonic mill of this Zach. He had the Donald and the Tremaine play. And that is enough, right? That is enough. And
Yeah.
LD didn't have any answer at the moment.
Yeah, and I don't think he would have drawn into the Zeus. I'd have to go back and look at the draw order. Earl, if you'd have told me that our first match would end with our opponent getting milled and then still winning.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What just happened, bro? What are we watching right now?
Oh my God. And it like this chat, if you could confirm, like if he could have inked for turn, he still could have won by inking. You play the giant and then again, he tries to draw from his library and he can't. And so he should lose on the spot. Oh my goodness.
Oh
I
my
don't,
God.
like, I don't know what to say.
Bro, I'm lost. I'm speechless. Usually I have 10 million things to say because I'm so talkative and energetic. But right now, there's like 10 million emotions inside me that's going like, what just happened?
Yeah. He got that tunnel vision, or maybe he forgot. Maybe he didn't know. Not everyone always knows when the lore gain from a location occurs, right? Because the character won't be able to quest beforehand, but yeah, that location triggers before you draw the card.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But that's like something that I'm assuming like every Ultra Megatonic player out there knows that, because like at least for me, like when I start my turn, I always say ready, set, draw. And this is why I remember all the time how the ruling works when it comes to like triggers, because it's ready, it's set, trigger everything, and then draw. But that was so much fun though. That was so much fun.
That was. Dude, how appropriate is it that Domingo's mat is Scrooge just staring a hole into where the McDuck Manor was, just like, you betrayed me. You were supposed to help me win.
Does that say like Lucky Dimers as well?
Right? I think it does, yeah.
That's funny. That's
okay.
Funny.
Well, so the positive for Domingo is that he knows he can do it, right? He knows he was able to get his opponent to a deck out.
Yeah.
He has the tools. We have the technology. He's just got to make it happen now.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah.
I mean, he's making me want to play this deck. I'll say that. I'm like, ooh, I want to try this now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I can pull off a deck like this. Like I play so many in combinations. I play so many decks, but I don't know. Like mill has always been one of those things that I don't like playing because it gives me anxiety.
Yeah, understandably.
You're always on the edge.
You know, you're
right?
always losing, right?
Yeah. That's
at no point are you the one like questing away like, I've got the match in hand. You're always sitting there like, oh my gosh, can I get there in time? Can I get there in time?
Yeah, you're never winning until you actually have won.
Right.
You're always behind playing defense.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's the kind of the funny thing about a mill strategy, right? Until you get them to 0, every mill before then doesn't really matter.
Nope.
Speaking of which, we're going to start. We actually see double Calhoun. Holy moly. Oh. That soldier lady will not be helping us out this round.
Yeah. Well, it seems like LD doesn't like Kowloon on 2 anyways on this matchup.
Yeah.
So it's me. He has it on his hand, which is very nice. Now that he's seen what happened on last game, this Benja is most likely going to be patient and going to wait for something before it gets to see play.
You have enough card draw on your own. I think you know what your opponent's trying to do. You just break that Chromicon and say, nope, I'm not letting you benefit off of that. Of course, we have 3 in our hand currently, so he's going to have a lot to break, including those teapots.
Yeah. What's scary here, though, for me, is that there's a mana on 4.
Yeah, that's true.
And the thing is that LD can just patiently wait for especially with this Chromicon being established so early, he can patiently wait to just establish that Flaversham on the board. What he's gonna do right now is, in my opinion, he's gonna go vroom vroom. He's just gonna go full on vroom vroom at the moment.
Yeah, and last time, part of the reason that Domingo was able to deal with those manners is because he had enough ink to do combinations like Maui and the Fox.
Yeah.
But that early, even a Maui cannot one-shot something with 9 willpower. So yeah, I think it could put in a lot of work.
Yeah, look at this turn 3 though, coming from LD. It's gonna be a 40 sphere, and to pop the 40 sphere Bell and Smee. That is 6 lore on the board on turn 3.
Yep.
I mean, establishing 6 lore total on the board on turn 3.
Yeah.
And then if you play this manner on turn 4, that is just uber broom room. I think this is going to be over fast.
Maybe. So what Domingo can do on his turn 4 is play that Stone Giant, which means even if we drop the manor, we'll have the Stone Giant to follow up with the Maui, and we actually can take that manor out in one blow. If he sees that line, he might not know the manor's coming though. And there's that Benja, just like you called it.
Okay. It looks like he's not going to go for the power play here, and take his time. I like it.
Benja's still 2 lore. That's still a lore threat you have to deal with.
Yeah. It's still fast. It's not as greedy as the play that I saw, but yeah, I like this as well.
Ooh, so he could do the Giant, but now that he has the Chernabog, he could even do Chernabog bounce into Fox, and he could punish the hook right now if he wanted to. So he's got options, or he just puts the Giant out on its own.
Yep.
Looks like we are going to go in on the Giant.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely the Giant was my more preferred play, just because of it gets you just a better board moving forward. It doesn't deal with the board right away, but
but we draw the strength. Oh no, that might ruin it.
Wait,
if you put down like Pete and Fortisphere and then pop it for the Bell, you'll have enough to take out the Giant. Let's see if he sees that line.
Yeah. And that's so many lore on the board on turn 4.
There's the Fortisphere. Oh no, that strength might just put an end to this Giant's plans.
I'll banish the Fortisphere.
Yep, there's the Bell.
Yeah. And then play the Lawrence. Yeah. Lawrence for sure. And just go vroom vroom.
No.
Yeah.
Oh man, that worked out perfectly for LD.
Yeah. The thing here is the next three turns, when you get close to B prep, he's got 2 Pete. This is basically like, I don't like to say like it's GG right away, but it's looking like a checkmate because of like these Petes in the hand.
Yes, yeah, it is looking very dire, and a card like Tremaine isn't helpful when a board
3
is this wide.
Petes now. He just drew another Pete.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, well now it might be checkmate because you're never getting that Be Prepared off, even if you can find it.
Yeah, because how do you deal with this board?
You don't. Yeah, very slowly. You hope your Maui sticks around for
10 million years.
Exactly. Are we going in on the Fox? Okay, we're actually going to do the Fox. If we want to hit the lore, you take out the Benja. If you want to just try to get rid of the bodies, you get rid of the hook.
Yeah, we got to definitely take out the Benja right now.
That'll slow down the lore. The nice thing is the Fox will take out anything if LD decides to trade into it. But like you said, LD might just be in the vroom vroom mode of like, nope, you answer everything I'm putting out. I'm just going to quest my heart out.
Yeah. Cause
Cogsworth could be good too.
Yeah.
Cogsworth changes all those numbers all of a sudden.
the Lawrence doesn't get taken out, but it looks like it's gonna be.
He could also go on the manor, just try to
here.
overload your challenging removal.
Yeah. I mean, the Pete's Me sounds pretty good too.
Yeah, it's not bad. You know he's not on 7 yet, so you're not afraid of that. Be prepared. Oh, this is a good way to take out Fox as well. Just have the bell sing the storm.
Yeah. Okay.
Quest for 5 with these.
Kind of like the manor here, because even if he has a Maui, even a Maui Chernobog can't take out your manor.
Yeah.
And then you just start dropping pizza. And again, if he's spending that attack on the manor, he's ignoring what? You have 5 lore or 6 lore on top of that. He actually goes for the characters, though.
Yeah.
Pete says no action. Oh, man. It will be a miracle if Domingo can come back from this, because LD is just all gas, no brakes.
Yeah. It's just going vroom vroom. This is like what I'm saying with like the players like at this level, right? Their ability to quickly adapt to a situation's like, hey,
Yeah.
I have never played against that deck before.
Right.
I don't know the speed of it. For me right now, it's a meme, but obviously like he got scared from last game. He was so close,
Yeah.
right? And now he's like, okay, I'm not gonna give you any breathing room to actually set all these things up, and I'm just gonna finish the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Maui's going to control the best he can, but we still have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to go to 18 next turn, probably with another Pete. So saying you can't wipe the board even if you wanted to. And Maui's he's a big beater, but he's not going to be able to take out this many characters by himself.
At this point, LD could just quest the next turn and go wide with Cogsworth and Hook. And not even care about the B prep anymore, because if B prep does happen, he's just gonna play a couple of manners. And how does he deal with that? We saw 2 Mauis and a Fox already. The chances of the hand being another 2 Mauis and a Fox is very low.
Exactly. And that's the thing, when your opponent is on that high of a lore count, when they're on 17, 18, be prepared usually just stalls the inevitable because they just reload with more characters. So unless you have 2 more be prepared to follow that up, they're just going to overload your removal.
Yep. Okay.
So easy quest out. We'll get 6 lore here. We're going to 18. I mean, you just drop the P. Like, legit, what can he do? There's nothing he can do with 7 ink to take out 4 exerted characters.
It's over, unfortunately. Oh, I wanted to see this win from Mill, man. He missed it on the first game. I'm a little upset with that, but that was really fun to watch.
I mean, at least we kind of still got to see it.
Yeah.
We did technically see him turn his opponent's deck to 0. It just didn't end the way we thought it would.
I'm expecting this next week on PBC. Actually, starting tomorrow. Unfortunately, I won't be playing anytime soon, but
yeah. And with the Medusa, I mean, again, we couldn't use the Be Prepared even if we had it, but we couldn't find it nonetheless. Unless this is it. Nope, there's a snake. And yeah, this is after the insane excitement of the first game, this one unfortunately is going to be a little more lackluster.
Like what I said, LD is an ultra megatonic player. He is not gonna not improve the second game. He's just like, I know exactly the feel now of that, and no room for you to set up anything at all.
Yeah, and that was a good lesson in a best of 3, best of 2 format, that learning from your first game and going, okay, I don't need to do all that complicated Tamatoa stuff. Let me just go quick, because that is what will beat this deck. So being able to adjust on the fly like that, that's the difference between good and great players.
Yeah. And for me, that's like one of the biggest plus of best of 3, because it really like showcases people's skill and ability to adapt to situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh man, I wanted to see a Mill win tonight.
I know,
bro.
Like I said, like I feel it's like this weird feeling of like, well, I kind of feel satisfied because I did see it, but also not because it didn't win. So yeah, it's this weird feeling of like we got what we wanted, but at the same time we didn't.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yes, yeah.
Can we get them into
Yeah, I think
an
they were
interview?
asking him if the players were going to come join. So I guess I'll ask really quickly, looking back at that second match, do you think there was anything that Domingo could have done differently to pull out the win there, or was that kind of just he just went too fast and he wasn't going to be able to stop it?
Yeah, it's one of those, and like his hand like doesn't show the tools as well to deal with like a faster deck, right? Like he's kind of like stuck in like a set of curve that he has to play. But yeah. I think they're in, right?
I think they are. Hey, boys.
Domingo, LD.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
LD, congrats on your win.
Congrats.
Thank you. It was not the way I wanted to do it. That first game was a little too scary for my liking.
I was telling Earl, I was like, man, if someone had told me beforehand, hey, this guy's going to get milled out, his deck's going to hit 0, and he's still going to win, I would have been like, what? That's not impossible. Get out of here.
Yeah.
And really unlucky on Domingo's part as well, because it was just like, it came down to that last turn, and it was just a sequencing thing where if it was a different sequence, I would have got milled out in his turn because he could force me to draw rather than with like a you must draw effect. And really, I mean, that was incredibly lucky.
Yeah. There was a point there where he popped a couple of or he turned sideways a couple of Chromicons, and you're like, nope, I'm not gonna draw. I know exactly what you're gonna do. And then on the third, you're like, drawing is so much fun though. I'm actually gonna take one card. If you took one extra one, that could have been game for you that game.
Yeah. But then the other way to look at it is like there were a load of times where I just said, yeah, sure, I'll draw a card. And like for no reason, there was no sort of logic or reason to it. It was like, okay, on the third Chromicon, I'll take a card because I feel like it. And then, so I really shouldn't have been doing that. That was like, that put me in the danger zone. But yeah, it was tough to, it's a super innovative and cool deck, and you kind of have to learn how to play against it on the fly. And just don't ink Mr. Smeeze in the early game because I can't quest for anything. All my good cards are stuck in my inkwell.
The pivot you made in game 2 where you clearly realized, okay, I'm just going to go quick because the longer this goes on, that's when it starts to favor him. Like, it clearly worked out very well for you.
Yeah,
he did sort of slowly throughout that game while I'm watching my deck get shorter and shorter. Was sort of thinking about everything that went in the inkwell that I wish didn't. Okay, I'll keep those cards next game, and we'll hopefully work out.
Yeah, that was a super exciting game because since we're in God mode, we can see both of your hands, right? Domingo actually had a Donald Duck in his hand as well on the very last turn, and also a Tremaine. I wonder how it would have turned out if he actually played the Donald Duck, because he doesn't know what's in your hand, right? For all he knows, I'm not going to play Donald Duck because he might have Zeus, and then he's going to take out the Donald. Hey, Domingo, welcome.
Sorry, my microphone didn't work, so I didn't know if you were listening to me. Sorry.
Oh, we can hear you now. Yeah, I was just telling LD on the very last turn, you had Donald Duck in your hand and a Tremaine, and if you ink, you would have 13 ink, and you could have actually played both and slowed them down. Is there a reason why you didn't take that play and buy yourself another turn before you fully mill him out?
I didn't remember that. Can you repeat? So I can imagine.
Yeah. So the very last turn on game 1, you had a bunch of cards in your hand. You had you still had a Tremaine and a Donald Duck, but you asked him how many he had in his deck, and he had 13. And you just pulled the trigger and you went for what do you call this, for the mill strategy. But you can also still do Donald Duck and Tremaine, which would only allow him to gain 3 lore the next turn, knowing that he didn't have a dime. Is there a reason why you didn't take the play on the Donald and you took a different play instead?
Yes, because I was sure that I was able to mill him. I didn't do it because I misplayed it, but I could. And I didn't take that place because he didn't play any or just one Theus.
Oh,
So
okay.
if I play Medusa and I play Donald and he kills my Donald with his Zeus, if he's on 20 lore, he wins.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to take that risk because I knew that I could mill him.
Yeah.
It just was a misplay.
Yeah, but it's like what you said. If you sequence it a little different, you could have like milled him already that turn as well. So I guess at the end of the day, the mill was the proper play. Yeah. But yeah.
Like, do you mind if I ask him, speaking of that, Domingo, so everyone knows kind of the main version of Ruby Amethyst. What made you build this mill deck? Was it something you had a lot of confidence in? Was it something you just wanted to try? Say, hey, let's see, Ravensburger gave us all these new dual color red, purple mill cards. Let's see if they work. What made you build it?
Yeah, the second option, just for fun.
Yeah.
Because I like this kind of decks, so I wanted to test it, and also I was expecting like more red, blue with workshops, a lot of items. So maybe in that way, my deck was able to perform better. But the main reason was just for fun because I like to try different decks, and I think that this was the perfect occasion because people can see that with you don't have to play the first deck in the meta. You can also play other things, and maybe it works. Not this time, but maybe.
I like that.
Yeah, it was a treat to watch. We were both very excited, and we were very hopeful. Like, oh, I kind of, no offense to you, LD, we weren't rooting against you, but we were like, you don't get to see a mill in Lorcana often. I kind of want to see this deck go off.
That was the main thing in my head was going into the game. It was the main thing I was thinking going into the game is like anyone that looks at these two deck lists, like they are not rooting for the guy that's playing turn 1 Bell. Like they don't want to see that win.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see this deck get milled out. Yeah.
I literally said that earlier. I love LD, but I'm sorry, LD. I'm rooting for the mill. I want to see this actually win.
Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. I don't blame anyone. It would be much cooler if that deck won. Yeah, I don't want Blue Steel to be good more than anybody else does.
Yeah, I watch the podcast all the time. I hear you.
Hey, you understand your role. You're the Disney villain going in. That's good.
Yeah, you got to do that this time around. Yeah.
My name is David. I'm from the Spanish casting. I have been granted a question. I would like to take the opportunity. Domingo, hola, ¿qué tal? We were supporting you from Spain, and we were really like screaming when you almost milled him. LD, sorry, we were supporting Domingo because he's from Spain.
No problem.
It was an amazing deck, Domingo. Congratulations. An amazing try. We are really happy. LD, I would like to ask you a question. In the first game, on round 3, I think it was, or round 4, you put Benja in ink, and then you played Benja at that point. I guess you were like, later in the game, you were like screaming about that, I guess.
Yeah, so I basically was just trying to, I wanted to have like, there was a misplay before where I kind of like just quested with my bell into the snake and just lost the bell early. In my mind, I would think, right, well, I'm just turning things sideways to apply pressure, but it was wrong because Bell at that point was like my singer that I was depending on. I knew from looking at his deck list, like if you are able to kind of make sure there's nothing to bounce for the Fox, like you're kind of clear through the early turns. And then I just wanted to basically set up a board where I could easily remove something, and I kind of just threw that away by getting rid of my Bell. That was the underlying mistake. And then I felt kind of priced into playing the Benja, so I've got something that can sing the strength I'm holding to help me kind of take back the board. But those turns set the pace for that game, which was like gruelingly slow, and all because of my mistakes. If I'd held back a little longer and just not taken a greedy quest with that Bell, lesson learned. But it forced me to play the Bengers, which then meant I spent the whole game staring at a stack of Chromicons. and then you start thinking, I really wish the Benger was around, but yeah, it was sort of like a string of mistakes, and then you start making suboptimal plays to try and make back the mistake. But yeah, I kind of learned a lesson for the second game. But that was the thinking.
Yeah, that's also what we felt like when we watched the second game. I'm like, LD is an ultra megatonic player. He the thing is, like, he probably has never played against this deck before, or if he did practice, it won't be 100 games before this, right? So there's plenty to learn. So the first game, I feel like you got a really good feeling of what the deck does, how fast it is, what it's capable of doing. And I love how you punish that on second game, and you're like, I'm not going to give you any turn to get some proactive plays to set up. I'm going to force you to react to what I'm doing. Otherwise, I'm going to finish you off before turn 7.
Yeah, I mean, it is worth saying I did want to go first in the first game, but just kept making misplays that stopped doing that. So, it wasn't like I got to game 2 and decided, right, let's go quick. No, I wanted to win the first game. I just wasn't, I just didn't make the right decisions along the way. But yeah, you live and learn. And yeah, we have to give that first game to Domingo. Really, like that was his game. It was just a sequencing error at the end that anyone could make.
It was a treat to watch. Well, and you mentioned, you're playing this heavy item list, LD. I just kind of want to ask, so why no Lucky Dime when that's kind of your way to cheat lore at the end? Is there a reason you didn't include that item?
Yeah, so I spend a lot of time talking to my good friend Artabex that I record a weekly podcast with, and he says Lucky Dime's a brick, and then I listen to him, and then I put no Lucky Dime in my deck, and then I think, where's my dime? Good friend, good advice. Yeah. I do completely agree. Like it's sound thinking. Like the dimes can get stuck in your hand. They can sort of gum things up. I would like to be playing one, but it's when you play with a deck that has this few uninkables, it's really smooth. And yeah, I think there's a strong case for including dime. The list should probably have one, but yeah, it's just a little bricky. And yeah, it's this build of blue steel. I was ready to lock purple steel for this tournament. That's kind of what I practiced more with. But then I went on vacation last week and I knew I couldn't practice. And by the time I went away, I was like convinced that blue steel was probably the best deck in the format. And so I defaulted to Artibex's list because I think it's really awesome and kind of plays how I want to play. Just slowly quest and draw a bunch of cards. So yeah, that's kind of the reasoning why it's not in. But I think if I was tuning a little more to my taste, I'd probably put one in. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, you can change. You can stick with the colors, but you can change cards between rounds, right? So you could always jam it in if you want.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's actually a cool thing that they do for this season of LCCC. But I just wanted to highlight as well, like with your deck, I know that we've seen Zan's deck popping off during SSG, but that doesn't mean that it is like, for me at least, it is the best deck. I think that both of these has their own strength, because that is a very high rolly type of deck. While compared to your deck, it's more mid range, and you just curve out so much better, right? But it's like what you said, like adding maybe one dime could help. But like the way it looks right now, as a mid range player, I love it. It looks so smooth. Like the curve looks so smooth.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that's another big part of the reason why I decided to play blue steel, because there's probably like at least 5 ways of building this deck that are all good at the moment for different reasons. So I really like the build that Moyen has put together for this tournament as well. That looks great. You can play like pure curve out in those like Kiwi Bird style decks that Harlan and Justin play. And that's really good as well. You can go old school blue steel, just dime with aerials, that sort of thing. So by picking this color, I kind of thought, if things get badly, there's like a load of different things I can do within the color pair and hopefully find. Surely I can win with at least one of these 5 good versions, and so you give yourself the best chance of getting a decent list together. But there's if people, a lot of people are saying blue steel best deck in the format. That might be true, but there is the small consolation prize is that there is at least diversity across the blue steel builds that there are. So even if it turned out it's definitely not a one deck meta, but if it turned out to be a one deck meta, at least it would kind of be a 5 deck meta. So at least they're not all the exact same. It's not like set 2 red purple where like it's pretty much all the same sort of thing. There's some flexibility there.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, speaking of the red purple, Domingo, I don't know how much you've gotten to practice this. So, we have these new dual ink color cards. These cards should be new, exciting additions. What did you think of that Madame Medusa? Are you kind of impressed with her? You feel kind of iffy on her? Like, what do you think of that card?
No, I would like that it was better. I think that double ink cards should be much better if they want to improve those kind of archetypes. And I think this Medusa is mark a path to red purple mill, but it is not enough.
Yeah. Okay. Very fair.
Is there anything that you want to like include in the deck? The more you play it, are you realizing any cards is like underperforming, or is there any cards that you would like to add for the next round with this deck?
I've seen some bad points of these decks, some cards that are not very useful, and I've seen some changes, but you will see in other matches.
Nice. Well, I can't wait to see what you come up with, like 5 rounds from now, the final version of this mill. And I hope that encourages a lot of people there to try out new decks as well. I mean, winning with tier 1 decks is definitely fun, but if you haven't tried it yet, playing fun decks as well can be a lot of fun. And I highly recommend it. All right.
Especially that game 1 was an absolute treat to watch. So thank you for bringing a deck like this, because it was fun to observe that one.
Yeah. Well, Red Rose, do you have any other questions for them?
No, you gentlemen have been great. Thank you so much for entertaining us with the great match and for coming in to speak with us. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Before you guys leave, I just want to say again, congratulations, LD, for an Ultra Megatonic 2-0 win. And congratulations for being the People's Champ, Domingo, with bringing a mill into a tournament with like super good players. But I also just wanted to give you guys a chance as well to promote everything that you guys do in the community. Is there any links that you guys want to share, or is there anything you want to say to the crowd for tonight? Let's start with you, Domingo, and then we'll finish off with LD.
Okay, I recommend to follow my team, Lucky Dimers, on Instagram and Twitter, because we are publishing some decks, some new decks, and we are a team of very good players. And the second thing is just enjoy your decks and have fun.
Awesome. I just want to remind everyone as well, because this will be uploaded on YouTube, that the links will be down on the description below. So make sure to check that out. Click those links, click those follow buttons on their socials, and check them out, because these two players are one of the best in the world. LD, would you like to share and promote your stuff with us?
Yeah, sure. If you're interested in the deck I played, Artabax just put out a great video on it that you'll find over on his YouTube channel. And you'll also, while you're there, find the weekly podcast that we do together, the Artacast. So thank you to the people that listen to that. It's awesome. It's growing nicely. If you want to hear us talk about decks like this and more, you can find that every week on youtube.com/Artabax.
Yeah, make sure to check that out, chat. I am a fan of that podcast. You learn so much with the meta in general, and Artabax and LD are 2 Ultra Megatonic players. Highly recommend. Rod Rose, is there anything you want to promote before we end
Yeah,
this?
I'll share my link tree in the Twitter or in the chat. Also, you can check me out at my YouTube channel, which is Rudros TCG. Actually, just released a new deck tech today about the new Mushu Dual Link Ruby Steel. So thank you so much, Earl Meister, for hosting and allowing me to come on here with you, because I had a blast and this was a real treat.
All right, awesome. Well, for me, you guys know, well, you're watching this on my channel, so don't forget to click that like, subscribe button. I'm Earl Meister in every single platform. I just want to do a big shout out to the organizers of this. Pavel, thank you very much. The judges, the other casters, and all the players, thank you for making this happen, because this is such a big treat for the community. Other than that, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace!
Bye.
Thank you all.
Thanks, guys.